How do I get a sign name? Hello, welcome and welcome back to this channel. My name is Nekesa. I'm so glad to have you today in this lesson. So today we are going to answer the question, how do I get a sign name? How do I get a sign name or sign name, whichever you'd want to use. First of all, we will ask ourselves what a sign name is. So, what is a sign name? So, a sign name is a name that you are given as an individual, deaf or hearing, by a deaf person to help them, to help the deaf to be able to call you or uh, identify you without finger spelling all the time. So, an example, my name is Rachel, so Rachel. Every time a deaf person would want to talk about me or would want to send some other person to call me, or now in a school setting where teachers send students to call other teachers, then it will be so hard for all the time to finger spell my name. So all the time a teacher wants to meet with me, they would send a student and they would say, go call teacher Rachel. So all the time it is very tedious. Now, for them to have an easier name, an easier way of identifying anyone, not just the hearing, but anyone, they create a sign name for you. So they will most probably use the first letter of your sign, of your name. So my name is Rachel. So they use the R later to make my name. I repeat once again. A deaf person is the one who gives you a sign name or a sign name. A hearing person cannot give you a sign name. It is impossible for a hearing person to give you a sign. My sign name is Rachel. It is from down up or up down, but this is the place where the R lands. So R for Rachel, then it's on the forehead and in the chin. Sometimes they do it 2-3 times. And you can find someone who has 2 or 3 signs depending on how they got the sign. Please don't make up a sign for yourself. Make sure that a deaf person gives you the sign. I was given that name in Mia School for the Deaf when I went for my teaching practice. So you tell them your name, you finger spell all your names. So Rachel space Nekesa space Wangili. Then they decide which one they will use to give you the sign name. Then for me it was on the parade. So they kept discussing and asking everyone like what can we use for her sign name. They look at how you look like, they look at how you have made your hair, they look at your clothes, like they just scrutinize you full time and make sure they get something that they will always remember you. I have no idea why they used this. I didn't ask, but that is the sign name they gave me, the children from the school that I was teaching when I was in my teaching practice. So, all the places that I have gone that deaf people are there, I always use my name, Rachel. So, I will introduce myself as Rachel. Then I will say my sign name is, then I give. So if they already have someone else who has the sign name, then they will tell you, okay, that sign name is Sawa, but Here we have another person with the same sign name. So they will change for you. So you'll get yourself in a place that someone else has the sign. So it's impossible for you to use the same sign. So if they are sending someone to call you, what will they make, like what will show the difference between the person who has been there and you who has come? So you will always find yourself getting a new sign name, and you'll find people having two. So you get yourself in another different place, and you get that person, that you have another person who has one of your sign name, you use the other one. But for me, luckily, I've never been added for a sign name, because every place I've gone, I've found this as the sign name that I have used, because there is no one else. Where I am right now, there is another student who's called this. This is his sign name, and there is another one who's like this. This is his sign name. So my sign name is this. For another person is this. For another person is this. So it will be some small difference. They will always have a reason as to why they give you that sign name. If you don't have a sign name, make sure that you find a deaf friend or just any deaf person and introduce yourself to them. Then tell them, ask them to give you a sign name. They will always look at you and then decide which sign name to give you. And make sure you greet them very well and you be friendly, because there is no you're just going to get to someone and just tell them, hey, my name is this, I want a sign name. No, please be good to them, be very courteous to them, talk to them nicely, and ask them to help you get a sign name. So again, don't just learn the letters of the alphabet only, then you just go to them and you don't even know how to greet. You just tell them, you just finger spell your name, and then you ask them for a sign name. No, please be good and show them that you're trying to learn their language. So must you start with hello, then you say my name is, then you finger spell your name. After that, you say, please help me get a sign name or sign name. So if you do that to them, and you can even ask them, like, what is your name? Then they tell you their name, and also ask, like, what is your sign name, for you to like create a rapport so that you're able to like be friends first, if that is not your friend or anyone you know, and then have a sign name. It is really important to learn sign language, because right now we know that the deaf people are all over. You will find a deaf person in church, you'll find a deaf person in school, you'll find a deaf person in the hospital, in the banks, every single place that you can ever think of, or that you can ever think that you can go, a deaf person can also go. But the problem is we have very few people who know sign language and who can help them to maneuver around and communicate with other people who are hearing. So if you are in a position to learn Kenyan sign language, then please try and learn. Learn just very, very small, tiny things. Then you'll find yourself having interest and you will add again and again. So thank you so much for loving this channel and loving Kenyan Sign Language, and continue learning, continue subscribing, continue sharing. See you in my next video. Bye.